Thank you very much, guys. Reckless, you guys are still in it, yet the emotion compared to yesterday is completely different. Tell us how you were able to pick yourselves back up to get into this game.
After the OMG game, I was really depressed, actually. And unfortunately, I had some tears after the game. But in the end, you know, standing up and showing your teammates that you want to give your best is really important. So I tried to pull myself together after the OMG game and do my best in this game. And as you said, we're still in the run. And hopefully we make it tomorrow.
Talk to me about this game specifically and how you guys did that to get back in there. A lot of different picks coming in. And I thought you guys were sad off the player camps, but it seemed like you were just playing freed.
Basically what Peke suggested before the game was just to play for fun. And that's basically the whole idea behind this game. Since the mood in the team was really bad after the OMG game, so playing for fun seemed to help a lot. People just picked the champions they're most comfortable on, and then we ended up winning in the end, so it felt okay.
18 kills is pretty fun, I would say. Now, of course, turning your attention to tomorrow, it's not for fun anymore because it's all on the line and it's completely your own fate that you can decide.
So yeah, facing Blue again will be really exciting and interesting in a way because I think they will be out for blood this time in comparison to for last time. So it will not be an easy game at all. But this game is all or nothing basically. So I don't think we will give up without fighting.
Not giving up without fighting. That's what shapes the champion. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And as for us, we're going to break things down over at the desk.
Thank you very much, Shocks. And you just heard the voices of the audience there. Reckless indeed. What a fantastic game. Let's start. Let's go back to picks and bans.
No. Hang on, Jared. Predictions.
No. I could not possibly have foreseen.
Crowley, thank you. Thank you for sabotaging
I'm
Crumbs.
split between being happy for taking down the Prophet and also kind of sad that I'm so awful
Professor
at predictions.
Dumbledore, you started out really well, but then towards the end of the predictions, it's kind of going downhill. It reminds me of a certain season that you may have played in this game.
I'm almost certain that Reckless received a hug from Deft. Just like Deft received a hug from Rebels.
Is that? Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Right.
Get a hug from Crumbs, you could predict a little bit better, maybe?
Not anymore. The false prophet.
Can I get away from
The
him?
Prophet has fallen.
Let's get back to serious business. Game started off chaotically. Fnatic got 3 buffed and gave up first blood. They ran Lissandra into Fizz. Casters were talking about it being a counter pick. Reckless just went ham on Lucian. Let's talk picks and bans, team compositions, what you liked and didn't like, Prolly.
I actually loved Lissandra, specifically because I didn't even remember she was a champion until this game, because that's kind of like how far out of the meta I thought she was. But looking at the team comp, they have Rumble, Lee, Lucian, Janna, and then Lissandra fills it out really well because LMQ's team comp is all about diving in. And with Lissandra, you get an insane amount of CC. Janna is, you know, Peel Master. And then you have Rumble, who's really good at kiting back because the enemy team's just going to have to run through that equalizer. And then on top of the team comp, the lane, they're talking about it being a counter pick, and you saw it be a counter pick. Fizz got that first blood and was down, what, 20 CS by the first buy? And that lane gets really bad because the only way Fizz can come back in that lane is if he all-ins. And the only way he can all-in is if he knows where the enemy jungler is or if he has his own jungler. And the time he does go all-in, he gets killed. Cyanide's there and kills him. That's what happens.
Very fitting a name.
Now, I actually have to disagree a little bit with you on that because I think that Maokai single-handedly can dismantle a double AP comp that isn't necessarily very high damage, especially against a non-hyper carry short-range AD like Lucian. Now, what happened, Ackerman decides to go on a feeding frenzy, and then the game kind of starts getting lost from there. And I love the Lissandra counter pick against Fizz, especially since Cyanide controlled the vision early with an early side zone, making sure that he knows where Jarvan is and that Fizz does not know where Lee Sin is.
We spoke a little bit about tilting and just the mental aspect of this game, and we spoke about top laner and we spoke about SOAS, but actually this game it was Ackerman that was tilting, and I think we found the reason why and how that started. So I think we have a replay ready. I'm going to pray this works. So the replay on your screen, it does indeed. And basically, this is the gank is coming in.
Get replays.
Exactly. Yeah. Get rewarded at the desk. Pavlov.
Good job.
Anyways, so Reckless is really hard to gank here because he's a mobile AD carry with a Janna that has a lot of peel. This gank could have worked a little earlier, but they're going to try again. If we roll the clip right now, what's going to happen is it's 3 people with relatively low damage, but a lot of crowd control. But look at Ackerman, he's already really low, gets cancelled by Tornado. There's no hook coming on Reckless because he's going to flash that really well. Combo misses, and right now, look at him. He's trying to click that. He's trying to click that lantern, but the reason that doesn't work is because Jarvan's flag is right on top of it. And if any object with a model is on top of the lantern, you can't click it. Or that's why Orianna Ball makes it so hard to last hit sometimes as well. And basically, that kind of put him on tilt, I think. He went to top lane, he was behind, Soaz was suddenly ahead of him again, even after the disastrous level 1. And yeah, the feeding frenzy started.
Yeah, the moment for me that showed that he was not feeling it was when he was level 4 and Reckless walks into lane and he just says like, "Oh, you're in lane. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be in lane here too." And then Reckless just runs him down the lane, gets a kill, and gets going.
We need to roll this on just a little bit. I want to highlight a point about Fnatic's team composition. It definitely had an early to mid-game power spike that they executed well, much like the way they beat Samsung Blue. They didn't go for the super late game scaling. Freak, I want to call up the second replay right now and just kick this one off. I know you in particular were fighting quite a lot for this. Let's roll the clip immediately, and you're going to notice Soaz getting chunked out. And let's just talk through the awesomeness that happens.
Right, so no Lich Bane, but a Zhonya's means he doesn't do enough damage to kill Soaz there. The Flash Shield, the Exhaust as well saves his life because it lowers the damage on the Trident, the passive damage. But basically, Fnatic has a great counter-engage comp. So when these guys dive in, first of all, Janna splits the Maokai for everyone else, so he actually doesn't reduce anyone else's damage, and the entire team funnels through an equalizer, including Fizz, who could have looped around the right-hand side instead. So Maokai dies first, not very tanky. Now the team's here. This is just sexy. This is just a sick Zhonya's. And of course, it's, again, this low-damage Fizz who's already popped his Zhonya's trying to dive in and make things happen. And then it's Contagious Game being sexy and everything else happening. And I want to kind of tie this all together because you talked about a team composition that wasn't really built for late game that much. And I remember yesterday we had a game, it was Alliance, and people were talking about like, oh, why not have this all-in early game build, Bloodthirster Triforce Lucian, and try to win the game in 25 minutes because you're going to lose late anyway. Well, the thing is, if you hold a gold lead by having a mid-game comp, Lucian continues to outscale Tristana because rapid fire is nice, but an extra item is better. And so you had this Lucian who's supposed to fall off against Trist, but building properly stayed more relevant the entire time, and you saw that pay off.
And although like Lissandra's damage doesn't scale that well, like you said, Crumbs, she scales really well if her AD is huge. And Reckless got gigantic, so it didn't matter if she didn't do any damage. She's keeping everyone away from hitting Reckless.
All right, so with that win, Fnatic does keep their hopes alive. We're at the midway point into today's games. Holy crap, they've been incredible. The standings, Samsung White 2-1, LMQ 2-2, OMG 2-2, Fnatic 2-3. So they do have that additional loss with that additional game played. They play Samsung Blue tomorrow. The other side, Group D, Najin White Shield, 3-0, Alliance, Cloud9, Kaboom. Let's quickly talk about Najin White Shield as their match is coming up next. Freak, I know I asked you to do numbers. I'm going to ask you to do it again.
Yep.
What are their chances if they win? Do they guarantee quarters?
So every single team right now has a chance to make it out into the playoffs or whatnot. If Najin White Shield wins, they can still go 4-2 along with Alliance and Cloud9. Alliance and C9 can both beat Shield, beat Kaboom, giant tiebreaker there. Alternatively, Kaboom wins here. They can do another tiebreaker with Alliance and Cloud9 at like 2 and 4, something similar to that. Giant three-way tie at the bottom side. So honestly, even this game, I don't think guarantees anything for sure.
Yeah, mathematically, a lot of options still viable. I do want to quickly mention in Group C for Fnatic, while yes, it is a must-win game tomorrow, they're also looking for some help to increase their chances of quarterfinals if other teams take losses. We're going to step away for just a moment, but don't go anywhere because the World Championship will continue with Kaboom eSports versus Najin White Shield. The teams are taking to the stage. We'll be right back.
Has already fallen in the fight. Peke's the focus, goes for the double Zanya mode. Oh my gosh! The triple kill coming in from Reckless.
The kickback into Reckless, who says hello, dashes over the wall, dodges out away from Jarvan's knockup. They're going to get both of these.
Going for broke. Xiaowei Xiao's in with Ackerman in the twisted advance. Reckless with the peel for himself with a bit of cyanide cripple on the end.
There's the Quadra. Can he get himself the pentakill? Cyanide and Peke both closing in. There's the slow. Xiaowei Xiao goes over the wall. Reckless comes in and gets the pentakill.